So I was able to go find a company that does window repairs. But guess what? I added this property into my rounds this week, and I just stopped over here. I started fiddling with it, and guess what? Boom! Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is just a short video. We're up here at our 57th Street West Rehab that you guys followed along on. And the good news is we do have a buyer. It's a cash buyer, which we really expected right now with all the people that are moving down here to South Florida, fleeing the states up north. And this is an all cash sale, which is nice, but there was a very few little minor repair requests, like some fire detector, some smoke alarms in some of the bedrooms and in the kitchen. Also, we had to fix the TPR release valve on the hot water heater right here that comes off. And for 4-point inspections, they need to have that, and they also need to terminate not higher than 6 inches from ground level. So you need to have that usually 2 to 6 inch clearance from the ground. Also, there was one other thing. It was make sure the windows in the master bedroom could open and close. Well, there's not a whole lot of window repair companies around. A lot of people just want to replace the windows. So I was able to go find a company that does window repairs. But guess what? I added this property into my rounds this week, and I just stopped over here. I started fiddling with it, and guess what? Boom! I want to say boom Zara makes. My daughter listens to that one cartoon all the time. But anyways, I got the window working, people. So I need to give that window repair company a call and say, sorry, not too slow. But no, in reality, sometimes you just got to go check on things. And I get it. If you're at a large scale and you have lots of rehabs going on, going and doing something like I just did that saved you $150 is not a huge deal. Maybe our bill would have been $150. Maybe they would have come out and said, no, you need a new window. You just don't know what's gonna happen when you go and you hire a company to come out and do repairs. But yeah, that's it. That's all I really wanted to tell you guys about this place. And the fact that it's under contract, and we're gonna be closing in probably about 2 weeks. We're gonna be closing right after Valentine's Day. So that's really exciting. But we are gonna move on. With good news comes bad news. All right, so we got a little bad news. The house behind us here on 18th has fallen out of contract for a second time. And the only reason I even showed up here today was because we actually have our termite tenting scheduled for today. So I did have to block out 2 to 3 days of time to allow for the tenting to happen before the tenting get removed. The tent gets removed. But the reason I showed up was I thought we might actually already have the tent on here, or they might be in the process of putting it on because it is close to lunchtime. But unfortunately, I don't have that to show you guys. Not that that's anything crazy to see anyways, but I thought I would just give you guys an update and let you know what happened here, because it's a sad subject. The buyer's financing fell through, so it's sad for us, it's sad for the buyer. The buyer's financing fell through, they claim, because he is not going to have a summer seasonal job renewed that he usually has. Whether that's the case or not, who knows? But at the end of the day, we put it back on the market. We've been getting a bunch of showings. We don't have a contract yet. Hopefully we'll get one this weekend, and we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna move on. We're actually gonna go meet a guy who is interested in getting into real estate. I'm gonna go have a lunch with him and just talk that over. Talk to him about driving for dollars and just doing things in the beginning of starting out in real estate investing that other people aren't doing to go find deals. Because as much as we wanna say there is no competition out there, there's plenty of houses for everyone. We have definitely seen the number of leads drop from wholesalers, from our own marketing efforts. We are keeping up with it though. We're staying on our marketing this year, and I am seeing the slow gains from having that consistent marketing, where I have postcards hitting every other week. I have letters going out throughout the week. I have text messages going on. I've got cold calling going on. So I'm doing all the activities that I typically do to make sure leads are coming in, but I have noticed that on the wholesaler side, so people that are in our network that typically send us deals, those have drastically dropped, and the deals that we are getting sent to us do not have the profits that we used to see. And they also are being listed at prices that are just not that realistic. And a lot of these sellers are also just going straight to the retail market, knowing how quickly they can sell a property. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna go get lunch with this guy and see what else I can bring you guys this week. So follow along. We're standing outside of one of my partner and I's duplexes. This is one we've owned now for about 2 years. And it was one of those ones where we got a deeply discounted deal because we were just persistent. We stuck with our marketing efforts. And it was about on a third postcard campaign. I got a call from this older gentleman who had had a few rentals over the years. He finally was down to having his last rental, and he wanted to get a new owner. He didn't want to sell it to somebody that was going to just come kick out his tenants. And I know that because he renewed their leases right before he had called and gotten a contract or an offer on the property. But regardless, we've had the same tenants in this property since we inherited it, or since we purchased it. And we decided to keep the tenants in here, even though it's been under market for the rent that's coming in. But they're great tenants that take care of the place. And we picked up this duplex for about $100,000. So we paid all cash for this. It was a quick, simple close. Right now in our current market, this could probably fetch upwards of $200,000 if it was fully fixed up. In its as-is condition, it's probably worth maybe $160 to $180, depending on the buyer. The reason I'm standing here is this is the first time I'm getting to show you guys this duplex, and the reason being because we had a little maintenance repair request. And on this one, 1 second, business calls. All right, that's actually was actually the buyer of our Lake Sarasota property. The reason I'm here is because I am self-managing this property because I just wanted to get a feel for it. I wanted to understand what it's like to manage a property, to deal with those maintenance requests, to deal with having to get those maintenance requests taken care of, and just juggling all that to see how much time does it really take. And is it worth paying a property management company that 10%? And I think that's something that only you can determine yourself. Every property is going to be different, every personality is going to be different, and every tenant's going to be different. But I'm a friendly person. I know not to put my emotion into the decisions that I make in a rental, but at the same time, I wanted to get a feel for this and just see what it was like. And overall, it has not been difficult. We've saved money because of not paying that 10%, and I've gotten a chance to get that hands-on experience working with tenants, dealing with leases, repairs, and all of that. So talking about repairs, I got a call about a week ago. I called my appliance repair guy because you should always have these different contacts, no matter what, whether you're in property management or not, you should still have contacts for all these things. But I called my appliance repair guy. Unfortunately, the serial and model number were pretty scratched off on this Spectra stove that was in there, so he could not order parts. He tried searching, and I had paid him a maintenance charge, $40 for him to go out and check things out, diagnose it, and I ended up going on Facebook Marketplace and I found a glass top Kenmore stove for $100. Had my property management company just gone straight to a used appliance place, I know what those prices are. I know what we pay for delivery. I probably would have been right around the $250 to $300 mark to have that work taken care of. I just got it done for a total of $140, and my guy actually came and met me here to pick up his $40 and help me carry the stove in. So that's right, I'm out here on a Friday moving stoves into rental properties when I could just be actually looking for the leads and focusing on the next deal. But again, everyone is different. Everyone's going to handle their business different. And this is a good way for me to also check on my unit, see how the tenants are doing. And I was able to call my other tenant next door and just say, hey, is there anything wrong? Everything working good right now? Yes, everything was. That's the answer I wanted. Everything was working good, but it's something I could have addressed while I was here also. But let's keep the day going. We're here, we're at our Friendship Rehab, and good news, it's closing day. Everyone signed papers, and at this point, we're just waiting on a wire to hit, and that way I can give this new buyer their keys and their garage door opener. I just came over here, make sure I got my sign request removal submitted, and also pulled my lockbox to grab the keys. But we have wrapped up this rehab here in Lake Sarasota. Again, we love this neighborhood. Looking forward to the next one we can do in here. Is the properties always fly off the market, so these rehabs are always nice. They're confident rehabs, meaning we just know that it's a desirable neighborhood and that it's a property that's gonna sell quick. We're gonna move on. We got a lot to do this week. We actually got to do some hot tub removal tomorrow that we had to hire a company for. First time dealing with that. We are gonna make sure we get this one closed up today so we can move on to the next one. right, we're back in South Venice. We just picked up a new rehab. We closed on it about a week ago. We did have to get some bids on the roof, on the inside rehab, and we finally had one of our crews get started this week on Monday. So we're just getting our first trip in here to see how demo's been going, how things are looking, and just do our check-ins. We got to do at least weekly check-ins here. This is a house that was brought to us by a wholesaler, and it's a great deal. At least it's a great deal on paper. The inside, you know, I'm so used to dealing with these houses where we have to completely do everything. The house is a wreck. We do have to do quite a bit on this house, but it wasn't a wreck. You know, it was a house that was being lived in by tenants, and the wholesaler actually took some of his profits and offered them cash for keys to make sure they got out by the day of closing, which successfully happened. You just never know how that's gonna go. But it was a tactic that worked, and now we've got this house that tenants had put new laminate floors throughout most of this house, so we're actually able to keep those. And since they did it in the past year, we were able to go to Lowe's and find the exact same flooring, which is going to save us a couple dollars, which is nice. Let's go check out this house and show you guys the property. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video footage of this place before we started doing the demo, so I'm not 100% sure what it's going to look like when we step inside, but let's go check it out. All right, so you can see we got the demo going on. We got everything out in the backyard here, just so there's not too much activity and attention being drawn to the front yard there. But we're rocking and rolling over here. We'll probably actually start getting to the actual real good stuff next week, so we're gonna drop in, but we're gonna head out south. We are still rolling south today, going into uncharted territories. We're heading down into Charlotte County, which we rarely do, but in today's market, we're willing to drive for dollars. Or I should say, we're willing to drive for profit. It's in Rotonda West, an area I have never been, so I'm excited to check that out, and I'm gonna bring you guys along to check out both these properties. So let's go check them out and see if we got some good leads and some more rehabs to be acquiring here. We just stepped into a new lead. This is a lead, and this talks about why you keep those relationships with people that you do past and prior business with, because you never know when a deal is gonna pop up. In 2 days, I had 2 different leads from people that I've done multiple deals with before, and they sent me to some properties that both have some good profit potential in them that they're bringing to me first before other people. And this is a great example of a property like that. And I'm just gonna have to go recomp the property, because initially, when I looked at this one last night, just to see if it was gonna be worth my time, I looked at it as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, which the property appraiser record showed. In fact, the property is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Significant difference. We're talking about a house that's about 1,350 square feet. So as a 3-bedroom, it does start to get a little tight. So I was actually kind of happy to see that this was a 2-bedroom. And I say happy because at 1,300 square feet, a 2-bedroom can be a nice feeling, nice size house. And that's what we're looking at right now. We got this huge living room behind us. You got the kitchen back there. You can tell the place has been gutted. The guy who owns this right now and sent it to me, he did, if you guys look back there into the pool area, he did just have this pool. He did have the pool recently resurfaced. So the pool has been taken care of. The house is gutted. It's really at a point where it's really ready to rock and roll with new flooring, paint, bathrooms, and kitchen, and get this thing listed. At the end of the day, it still needs everything like these houses usually do. It does need a roof. He told us it needs an air conditioner, and I got to get more details on that because it doesn't look to be a horrible air conditioner. So maybe he just is saying that so that everything is new on the sale of this house. But overall, I like the layout. It does have the pool. It's got a pass-through bathroom so that people that are out at the pool can actually walk right into the guest bath. And then that second bedroom also has direct access to it. So this is a nice setup. I love the layout, and it's in an area called Rotonda West. Don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's Rotonda. So on that note, let's get up into the sky and check this neighborhood out. And we're back. I don't know if you guys saw, but there is a golf course in this neighborhood. It's filled with houses. There's new construction going on here. And then it's an active area where I saw a lot of people walking, jogging, biking, and just doing everything outside in this area, which it seems like they kind of have to do that because you drive down one main road to get here that has shops and stores and restaurants. But once you get into this Rotonda West area, it's just all houses. So I'm gonna drive the neighborhood a little bit more, get a feel for it, so when I start comping these properties out a little bit better, I've got a little bit of a more understanding of the age of all these homes in here. We're gonna move on to our next lead that we got, which is in Port Charlotte, which is just up the road, probably about 15, 20 minutes from here, and see if we got ourselves another deal. But overall, I like this one. It's being offered to us at $150,000. He's telling me that he feels it can go for $270 all day. I'm gonna go check because I was thinking $270, $280 is what the 3 bedrooms could get. But either way, this probably would not be more than a $50,000 rehab, maybe right about that number because we gotta get the whole thing rescreened. There's a decent amount of outside work that we would need to do just to add some curb appeal here. And then the small square footage on the inside with the type of rehab this would be, I can just tell you right now, this would probably be around somewhere between that $40,000 to $50,000 mark to get this thing pristine and get that top market dollar. But either way, if we can get at least $260 for this house, I think this could be a next deal for us. So stay tuned because I'm hoping that the next house is a deal as well. And we can keep 2021 a-rockin'. We've made it to our final destination for the day before we get ourselves in a nice little workout. But I took a couple steps away from the house. The house is right over here behind us. Not this one, but this one. And the reason I walked over here was because sometimes when you're driving down the street, you know, you're looking for the house you're about to come to. Sometimes you don't know that address. You haven't been to that area. It's your first time. What's funny though is as you're pulling up to these houses, these fixer-uppers, we always know there are houses. We always know these are the houses that we're about to get sent to. And this is one of those houses that I'll tell you, I was 3 houses away, and as I was pulling up to it, I knew that was the house. I didn't even need to see the numbers. So check this out. You got this beautiful house right here. Very nice, well-kept house. And then, boom. You got our lead right here. The one with vines growing on the side of the house with a tree on the corner of the house. But that's what we do, right? We turn trash into treasure. We're walking around the house right now. It is my first time here. I was told to access it through the back as I just walk right through where there was screen. I feel like we are truly in the Everglades of Florida right now. We're not, we're in Port Charlotte. But check it out. Oh, look at this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. I kind of just want to buy this to show you guys a transformation. I mean, holy shit. I can say that. This is on my own channel. Holy shit. You usually only see this on bank-owned properties. But let's just assume this needs a whole pool. To be determined on that. That's a little scary. But I do know the landscaping here. I see carrot woods back there, which are invasive. Let's just walk back here and see. Let's walk through this screen. Okay, we're not walking back there. I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, I don't feel like walking back there. There's a lot of clearing out that would have to get done here. Oh, look at that tree coming right out of the ground. Yeah, baby. We got a tree growing right outside that door, which that just blows me away because if that's not broken, I mean, that tree has to have been growing here for who the hell knows how long. All right, so let's get into this house. All right, so you could tell there was water damage. You've got some growth going on right there, up in the ceiling. That's nice. We got an opened up roof area here. Not sure, maybe there was a leak. That's what caused all this to fall down. Let's see. Oh, and here is the fun stuff. Mold. Whew. All right. Here's all that duct work. So it looks like we'd have to do insulation. There would be roof repair work. Lots of black mold in here. Black mold on the walls there. But it looks like that could be because this whole back area might have flooded. There's no plumbing on this wall because that's where we have our range. If I start to sound weird, it's because I'm talking out of my nose. Let's run the numbers, and I'll keep you guys posted on the next video on what happens with the Rotonda West property and this Port Charlotte property, and let you guys know if we got 2 future rehabs coming up. Thanks for following along today, and stay tuned for more. We're back at it. We are deal hunting this week, looking for our next rehab. We got 1 rehab going on. We need to find ourselves another rehab so that we can stay busy. Right now we're in front of an REO. It's only been on the market for a couple days. They're allowing the first 10 days to be for owner, occupant, buyer. So what that means is, as an investor, I really can't submit my offer, or I shouldn't spend that much time on it until we get closer to that 10 days, because it could just go pending prior to when I could even submit an offer. But this is one of those properties that you actually apply for through the HUD Home Store. So we're gonna get in, we're gonna check this out. I don't know if I'll bring you guys around for the whole tour. I just wanna get in and out of here. This is actually the 3rd property I'm looking at today up here in Bradenton. But let's keep rolling. We gotta head up to Ellington after this to check out another one that a wholesaler had on their list. Hey, we're back at it. Been a busy week. Behind us right now, we got our newest Venice rehab that we had demos start last week. So we're gonna get in there right now, check it out, see where we're at, and see what kind of progress we've had. All right, so you guys just saw what this roof looks like. That's called a gravel roof, and we are getting this roof replaced. It's gonna get underway here in the next couple days. We actually have one of our GCs, so our general contractors, went ahead and he got his roofing license, but this will be his first gravel roof that he does. So I'm excited to kind of see how that goes. I've heard they can be a big pain in the ass on the tear off because it's just caked on gravel. This is a roof that has leaks. It's got a lot of bad fascia, so it's gonna be a good test for him, and it'll be a good test for us just to see how good their roofing skills are. We're gonna get out of here. So far everything's going smooth. The demo is mostly done up to this point. You can see they're just finishing up some of the drywall, spackling, and getting all that all nice and smooth so that they're gonna be able to throw this paint on and start working on all the cosmetics. But more to come, and we'll keep you guys posted as we move on to the next house. Sitting here, we're actually right across the street from a property that we just contracted last week. It's a property that got sent over to us by a wholesaler, the guy who actually held the contract. And I say that because I saw this property before this wholesaler sent it to me through another wholesaler's list, and then the day after we contracted it, it got sent out to me through another person's list, $4,000 over what we paid. So just a little note there, if you're buying properties off wholesalers or other investors, a question that I would always ask that person, if you don't know them that well, and even if you do know them, ask if they're the actual holder of the contract. But across the street here, behind me, this house right there, it is a fast closing. We're supposed to be closing on this on March 2nd, pending an approved survey. Always get a survey on these properties. Always get a survey. We're gonna get out of here. We'll keep you guys posted as we move forward with this one, but just so you guys know, it is under contract by us, and it'll be our next rehab.